Today we're looking at Chapter 1, Section 6, a library of parent functions. Sketch the graph of the function. Our first function is a piecewise function. f of x is equal to 5x minus 3, where x is greater than or equal to 1, and negative 4x plus 5, where x is less than 1. To help us out on this, we're going to go ahead and draw a line at x equals 1. Now we know our function is going to exist on either side of this line. So let's now look at our first function. F of x minus 3, 5x minus 3. So if I do that, that means I start down here at negative 3. That would be my first point. And then I go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1, which would put my first point on my second point on the line that I was looking at. Now I do another point up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over 1, and there's another point. Now, I can go ahead and draw this line, and there is the graph of the equation 5x minus 3. But since I have this restriction, I need to get rid of everything that is to the left of 1. So I'm going to go ahead and erase all of this over here because it doesn't exist in this function. Okay, now let's look at our second function. It's at plus 5, so we're up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. There's my first point. And then I go down 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. And I can go down 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. Again, I'm going to draw my line just like I did previously. And again, just like I did previously, I'm going to erase everything this time that is to the right of that red line, which should be all of this. Okay, and I have now an open circle right here. Okay. This time I have a three-piece piecewise function. I have f of x equals x squared minus 2, where x is less than negative 2, and I have 5, where negative 2 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 0. Then my last piece of the function is 8x minus 5, where x is greater than 0. This time I will have two lines that I'm going to be looking at. I have a line at negative 2, and I have a line at 0. Okay, let's graph the first one. X squared minus 2. Well, that's going to be where if x is 0, y is negative 2. So that's going to be this point right here. And if x is 2, y is 2. So that's this point right here. And let's do one more. If x is 3, y is 7. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here. Okay, now instead of doing a lot of erasing, I'm just going to graph what I can graph, which is everything to the left of negative 2, which would be this part right here. And I know it's a parabola, so it should look similar to that. And that is an open circle because of the inequality. Okay, my next graph is a constant 5 from negative 2 to 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's this graph right here. And because of the equal signs, both of these are closed circles. Okay. Now the last piece of the graph. It's -5. It starts at -5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is going to be an open circle because of the inequality. And then I go up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And over 1. And there's my second point. I would like to graph a third point, but that's going to be off my graph. So I just connect the 2 points, knowing that this is a straight line, and draw my line. So there's the graph of my piecewise function. Okay, we want to identify the parent graph and then write the equation for each function in the graph. Well, we know the parent function for the first one is a square root. Okay, we notice that we have 2 shifts. We have a horizontal shift that goes to the left, 2, and a vertical shift that goes up, 1. So putting that into our equation, we know that f of x is equal to the square root of x plus 2, that gives me my horizontal shift, plus 1, and that gives me my vertical shift. Okay, our next function, we notice that it is a parabola. So we know what it should look like. We know the parent function for a parabola is called quadratic. And then we want to look at what kind of shifts I have, or any other transformation. Well, I know I have a reflection, and I have a horizontal shift to the left, 2, and a vertical shift up, 1. So that's going to give me f of x equals negative for the reflection, and in my parentheses I've got x plus 2 squared, and then I have my vertical shift of plus 1.